Hi garden friends! I'm going to take you on a tour of what's growing in the main garden. And this might look like a funny place to start my tour, but I just wanted to make sure everybody knew, in case you came on campus, this is where the sink is. It's over by the fence. So here's the main garden. Here's the compost bins. Right over here by the fence, we have a sink. And let me show you how to turn it on. So there's this faucet right here, and that turns the water on at the hose, and then the sink itself has a little lever, so you can turn it off. You can turn it on, just like that. And we do have a little bottle of soap here. I think I need to get a new one, because that one's not very full. But yeah, there's the sink, so if you need to wash your hands when you're out here, that's how you turn it on. Just make sure that you turn off the hose too, because although you'll turn off the sink, if you leave the hose on, there's still water pressure built up. And so if we release that, there we go. Okay, so now let's check out the garden. Here we have our milkweed, and it's going to flower. It looks really beautiful. There's some seed pods already forming on part of it. And part of it have these beautiful orange flowers. I have been checking the milkweed pretty regularly, and I haven't seen any eggs yet, so I'm not sure that any monarch butterflies have found our milkweed this year. But hopefully in the spring we will have monarch butterflies visit and lay eggs, and we'll have caterpillars grow from those eggs, and we'll be able to observe them. That'll be really amazing. So right here is one of our pumpkin vines, and you can see we've got a nice pumpkin that's just about ripe. So the way I know that a pumpkin is ready to be harvested is this curlicue right here. Usually when it's still growing, it's very green, just like the rest of the leaves. So since that one's brown and kind of dry already, I know that that pumpkin is pretty much ready for me to harvest it. So here's another pumpkin, and it's really green. And if you look here, everything around it is pretty green, so it's not ready to be harvested. Look at this teeny tiny one right here. How fun. And then there's a couple more in there. I'm so excited to see how many pumpkins. Last year we only grew one pumpkin. So it's very exciting to see that we have more pumpkins this year. Let's see, now this plant right here, Miss Jessica brought this from her home garden. And it might look, kind of looks dry, but the leaves are really nice. And this is an artichoke bush. It's little now, but as it grows, it's going to look amazing. It's one of the prettiest plants I have ever seen. It has really big purple flowers. So here's our marigolds, and here's some more squash vines. There's a squash. Here's a pumpkin. Oh, there's two pumpkins right there. Oh, I'm really excited to see so many pumpkins. And here we go toward the back. We've got our beans. There's the purple beans everyone thinks are so fantastic. And we've got some beans here that are already starting to be dry. So those we'll leave and let them dry, and we can harvest them as dry beans. Oh boy, this comfrey plant, look how big that is. That comfrey is ready for some harvesting. We have a pea plant, I think, on the other side. Here's our herb garden. It's a really big pollinator attractant. They love all these little tiny flowers. Oh, look. These cosmos, these white flowers are cosmos. The other ones we have are pink, but these are pretty white. Oh my gosh, they're lovely. Let's see if I can find the pea. Here's the pea plant right here. Oh, and it even has a little pod. Look at that tiny little pod. Grow, little plant, grow. There's some more purple beans. Let's see. Here's our beans. There's our rosemary and our lavender and another comfrey plant. There's the nasturtium over by the fence. Excuse me. Here's a pea. Look at that pretty pea pod. Oh, sorry. There's our chocolate mint. And our purple beans. These are such a hit. I hope everybody that got to try them at the last pickup day enjoyed them. September 25th is our next supply pickup day, and we will have another farmer's market. So be sure and stop by the farmer's market when you pick up your school supplies. Hopefully this time we won't be having smoke problems, and the garden committee will be able to be out there with you. This is the plant that grows. This is patty pan squash. So those little white flat squashes, if you saw them at the farmer's market last time, that's that plant there. Here's our bell pepper plant. And this one is the shishito pepper. And then there's a tomato plant back over here that grows these beautiful golden tomatoes. And there's another tomato plant and more marigolds. Let's see, here's the strawberry bed. And there's our pretty pumpkin. These pretty white flowers right here, those are from that gourd, birdhouse gourd plant. So here's one of the gourds, look, right there. Do you see it? Oh, that's so exciting. It has a lot of blooms. I'm really excited to see how many of the gourds we'll get. There's a big cabbage down there and some onion, some chard. Look here, we have some more California poppies in amongst the lavender. And here's marigolds, and this is our kale area. Look at all that beautiful kale. And then down at this end, we have beets. If you're doing that parts of a plant, remember the beets. We can eat the leaves of the beets, but we also eat the root. So this part that's under the ground is what people think of as beets, and then we call the beet leaves, they're just beet leaves. So you can eat both parts of that plant. So that's really great because you're maximizing your garden space because you have greens and reds that you get to eat and keep in your diet, right? There's our pretty sunflower. It's up there for feeding the birds. Now, do you see the pink cosmos? They're really tall. They're taller than the fence. Here's our cucumber plant. It's just about done. It doesn't really like the cooler weather. So now that our weather's starting to cool off, the cucumber and probably the eggplant too, I think might be done. The tomatoes usually can hang in for a little bit longer, but cucumbers and eggplant just say, nope, it's not hot anymore. We're done growing. Here's our broccoli bed. So we have some really young broccoli plants down here. And then we have older broccoli plants. We planted these broccolis, the tall ones, I think back in February or March. They've been growing for a long time, right? And here's a broccoli plant that has gone to seed. So if you see these tall parts, those are broccoli seeds in those pods. That'll be really exciting. Oh, and here's our cilantro bed. Look at all that healthy cilantro. That's so cool. And then we have a parsley bed and we have basil. Look at that. There's a purple basil right in the center. So a lot of this produce will have chard, we'll have kale, we'll have the beans, we may have the pumpkins at the next supply pickup day when we have our farmer's market. So be sure and stop by the farmer's market and get some of the produce that we grew right here at school. All right, friends, happy gardening. Get outside, okay? Enjoy the sunshine. We finally got lots of nice, clean air again. The smoke has passed. So get outside and enjoy nature wherever you are, even if it's just, maybe you have a nice lawn that you can play on nearby, or you can go run at a park somewhere. Be sure and get some exercise, get some sunshine. It'll keep you healthy, all right? Take care, garden friends.